The number of people in Japan aged 100 or above has climbed to an all-time high, the government has announced. Marking the 55th consecutive year of record growth, the total number of centenarians reached 99,763 as of September 2025, according to the Health Ministry. Women made up a striking 88% of that figure. Japan holds the highest life expectancy in the world and is frequently home to the world's oldest living person. So, what exactly is Japan doing differently? It goes deeper than sushi, green tea, or genetics. When researchers from Harvard Medical School and Stanford began studying Japan's oldest citizens, many well into their hundreds and still mentally sharp, physically steady, and living on their own, they expected to confirm what the world already believed. Diet, good health care, strong family systems. What they found pulled their attention somewhere else entirely. It was not a superfood or a complicated fitness routine. It was something else, something ingrained into daily life. 6 small movements practiced almost without thought. Movements so simple that for years they were brushed aside as too basic to matter. Then the brain scans came in, the balance assessments, the joint imaging. The data told a different story. One of those movements, practiced for just 2 minutes a day, showed a link to a 7-year increase in lifespan. If you are over 50 and beginning to notice stiffness in your knees, slower reactions, or moments of mental fog that weren't there before, this matters. What you are about to learn is not extreme. It does not require a membership, equipment, or hours of sweat. These are ancient movement habits that support clarity, balance, and strength in a steady, sustainable way. We begin with number 6, the art of slow walking. In Japan, it is known as Sanpo. Early in the morning, before the day gathers speed, many elders step outside for this practice. It looks ordinary from a distance. An older man walking through a quiet street, a woman moving along a garden path. Yet the pace is deliberate, measured, each step placed with intention. In Sanpo, you walk at half your usual speed. Your attention stays with your body. Your breathing follows a rhythm. Inhale for 2 steps. Hold gently for 2. Exhale for 4. The pattern repeats, steady and calm. That rhythm begins to influence everything else. Your heart rate settles into a smoother pattern. Your nervous system shifts into a calmer state. The mind, which usually runs ahead of the body, begins to quiet. Over time, this steady walking improves blood pressure regulation and strengthens the communication between the brain and the muscles that keep you upright. Researchers at Kyoto University followed seniors who practiced Sanpo daily for 10 years. They found significantly lower arterial stiffness among these walkers. Observers also noticed something visible without machines. These elders moved with a lightness and control that felt decades younger than their age. The reason lies in what happens under your feet. When you slow down enough, your heel makes full contact with the ground. The weight rolls through the arch and finishes at the toes. Each foot contains 33 joints, and every slow step activates them. That activation sends detailed signals back to the brain. The balance centers receive constant feedback. Over time, those pathways strengthen. As we age, the small, stabilizing muscles in the ankles, hips, and core tend to weaken quietly. Sanpo wakes them up. The uneven shifts in weight challenge those deep muscles to respond. The result is steadier posture and fewer sudden losses of balance. This steady rhythm also sharpens awareness. Many elders describe feeling more present after their walk. Thoughts feel clearer. Decisions feel less rushed. The body feels grounded. That grounded feeling builds confidence, and confidence keeps people active. Activity keeps joints lubricated and muscles engaged. The cycle supports itself. To begin, set aside 10 minutes in the morning. Choose a natural surface if you can. Grass, dirt paths, even packed earth in a park will gently challenge your feet and ankles. Let your arms swing naturally. Keep your spine tall without stiffness. Follow the breathing pattern and allow it to settle into you. Within a few weeks of slow walking, you begin to feel steady in a way that is hard to explain, but easy to notice. Your steps feel placed instead of rushed. Your body responds faster when you shift direction. Your mind carries that same steadiness into the rest of the day. That feeling of control over your movement is exactly what prepares you for the next habit. Once your body remembers how to move with awareness, it becomes ready for something done together, something rhythmic and shared. Number 5. Radio Taiso. At exactly 6:30 every morning across Japan, a soft piano melody floats through homes, parks, schools, and small neighborhood squares. It comes from NHK Radio 1, one of the country's oldest radio stations. The music is familiar. It signals that millions of people are about to begin the same short routine at the same time. Radio Taiso, which means radio exercises, began in 1929. The idea was simple: broadcast a guided movement routine that anyone could follow. Nearly a century later, it is still going strong. Office workers gather before work. Children line up in schoolyards. Seniors stand in small community circles. Even residents in nursing homes join in, some performing the routine from their wheelchairs. The entire sequence lasts just over 3 minutes. 13 gentle movements flow one into the next. Arms sweep up overhead and circle down. The body bends forward and rises again. Side stretches open the ribs. Knees lift lightly. The motions are smooth and continuous, almost like a quiet dance. As you move through it, your body warms gradually. Shoulders loosen. Hips begin to glide more freely. The spine lengthens with each reach upward. Many of the exercises involve lifting the arms above the head, a motion that rarely happens in modern daily life. That simple reach restores mobility to the shoulders and upper back, areas that often stiffen with age. Over time, these small motions create real physical change. In a study of more than 8,000 older adults, those who practiced Radio Taiso every day experienced significantly fewer falls. Reports of chronic back pain were lower. Range of motion in the hips and shoulders remained strong even into the 80s. The reason lies inside the joints. Gentle, repeated movement stimulates the release of synovial fluid, the body's natural joint lubricant. This fluid allows bones to glide smoothly against each other. As we get older, stiffness can set in quickly when joints stay idle. A short daily routine keeps them nourished and mobile. There's also something powerful about doing it together. Researchers who studied long-living communities in Japan found that nearly everyone they interviewed practiced Radio Taiso in some form. Beyond physical benefit, it builds a shared rhythm. When people move in sync, even for a few minutes, it strengthens a sense of belonging. That sense of connection supports mental health and emotional resilience, both essential for healthy aging. You can feel this even if you practice alone. When you follow the steady tempo, your breathing falls into line with your movements. Your muscles respond more smoothly. The routine becomes a reset button for the body. For the best results, try it shortly after waking. In the early morning, your body's natural growth hormone levels are higher, and muscles are more responsive to gentle stimulation. Stand barefoot if you can. Feel the ground under your feet. Move with intention rather than speed. Within days, your shoulders may lift more easily when you reach for something on a shelf. Your back may feel less tight after sitting. Within weeks, your posture begins to improve. The short daily investment builds quietly, much like slow walking did. Radio Taiso carries forward the same principle you felt during Sampo. Small movements done consistently shape the body in lasting ways. When those movements are part of daily life, rather than something you schedule once in a while, they quietly protect your strength and independence. That idea becomes even clearer when you look at how people in Japan rest. The way they pause, sit, and spend time on the ground tells you just as much about their longevity as their morning routines. Number 4, the deep squat rest. Walk through a neighborhood park in Tokyo and you may see older men and women in their 70s or 80s lowered into a full squat. Their heels stay flat on the ground. Their backs are upright. Some are talking with friends, others are tending to small plants, adjusting a bicycle, or reading something held in their hands. They look relaxed, comfortable, at home in that position. Try lowering yourself into that same squat right now. Heels flat, hips dropped close to the ground, spine tall. For many adults over 50, this position feels tight or unstable within seconds. The strain often shows up in the ankles, the knees, or the lower back. The reason traces back to how modern life is set up. Chairs fill our homes, offices, and public spaces. We sit high above the ground for most of the day. Over time, the hips lose their full range. The ankles stiffen. The small muscles around the knees weaken. The body forgets how to settle low to the earth. In Japan, floor sitting and squatting remain part of everyday living. People eat at low tables. They garden close to the soil. They pause in a squat while waiting or working. The position is woven into normal life, so the body keeps the ability. Researchers followed more than 5,000 older adults over a 12-year period and noticed something powerful. Those who could comfortably hold a deep squat for at least 2 minutes were far more likely to remain independent. Their need for assisted living dropped sharply. Their mobility stayed intact. The squat works because it asks the body to move through its natural design. When you lower into it, your hips open through their full range. The muscles around the pelvis activate and strengthen, including the pelvic floor, which plays a key role in bladder control and core stability. The ankles bend deeply, maintaining flexibility that supports balance while walking. Your spine also benefits. In a well-aligned squat, the lower back lengthens gently. The pressure that builds from hours of upright sitting eases. Blood flow improves through the hips and legs. Synovial fluid circulates through the knees and ankles, nourishing the joints much like Radio Taiso does through dynamic movement. There is also a balance component. To stay steady in a deep squat, your body must coordinate small, stabilizing muscles from the feet all the way up to the core. These muscles help you recover quickly if you trip or shift your weight unexpectedly. Training them in this grounded position strengthens your overall stability. You can begin rebuilding this posture gradually. Stand near a wall or hold onto the back of a sturdy chair. Lower yourself slowly, keeping your chest lifted. If your heels rise, place a small rolled towel beneath them to provide support while your ankles gain flexibility. Hold for 20 or 30 seconds at first. Stand back up with control. Repeat a few times each day. As the weeks pass, you may notice your hips feeling looser when you climb stairs. Your knees may feel more supported when you stand from a seated position. Getting down to tie your shoes becomes smoother. These are signs that your body is reclaiming a pattern it once knew well. The deep squat is more than a stretch. It is a resting position built into human anatomy. Children move in and out of it naturally. Many cultures around the world maintain it through daily habits. When you practice it again, you reconnect with a posture that supports strength, balance, and independence. Each of these habits builds on the last. Slow walking teaches awareness and control. Radio Taiso keeps the joints nourished and mobile. The deep squat restores foundational strength from the ground up. Together, they create a body that stays capable, steady, and ready for the years ahead. Once that foundation is in place, the next step becomes clear. Strength and mobility set the stage for balance. And balance, more than almost anything else, determines how long you remain independent. Number 3. Single leg standing. Balance that builds the brain. In Japan, many doctors encourage older adults to practice standing on one leg for 1 minute, twice a day. The instruction is simple. Lift one foot slightly off the ground and hold. It sounds almost too easy to matter, yet long-term research tells a deeper story. A 15-year study from Fukuoka University followed more than 12,000 older adults. Those who practiced single-leg standing daily experienced far fewer hip fractures and hospitalizations related to falls. Brain scans also revealed greater gray matter volume in regions responsible for coordination and balance. The physical act of standing still on one leg was shaping the brain itself. When you lift one foot, your body immediately begins making small adjustments. Your ankle shifts to keep you centered. Your hip stabilizes. Your core tightens gently to prevent sway. Even the tiny muscles in your feet engage. At the same time, your inner ear sends signals about head position, and your eyes provide visual feedback about your surroundings. All of this information travels to the brain in real time. The brain processes it and sends signals back to the muscles. This loop repeats hundreds of times each minute. Over time, the loop becomes faster and more efficient. That efficiency reduces the risk of falls and sharpens your overall coordination. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic have observed that the ability to balance on one leg is a powerful indicator of long-term health. Balance reflects the strength of your muscles, the responsiveness of your nervous system, and the health of your brain working together. You can begin safely. Stand near a wall, kitchen counter, or sturdy table. Lift 1 foot 1 or 2 inches off the ground. Keep your posture tall and your gaze fixed on a point straight ahead. Breathe normally. Start with 20 to 30 seconds on each leg. As you improve, extend the time toward a full minute. You can increase the challenge by closing your eyes or standing on a folded towel, which creates a softer, less stable surface. These small changes force your body to adapt and strengthen further. Many Japanese seniors weave this practice into daily routines. They stand on one leg while brushing their teeth or waiting for water to boil. What could feel like idle time becomes training for longevity. To deepen the effect, add slow head turns or gentle arm movements while balancing. These motions require the brain to adjust quickly, strengthening neuroplasticity. You are teaching your nervous system to stay responsive and sharp. With consistent practice, everyday movements begin to feel steadier. Stepping off a curb feels more controlled. Turning quickly to answer someone feels smoother. Confidence grows, and confidence keeps you active. That confidence prepares you for the next habit, which challenges both strength and coordination in a more dynamic way. Number 2, floor sitting transitions, and it is your daily longevity test. In many Japanese homes, sitting on the floor is part of ordinary life. Meals are shared around low tables. Tea is poured while kneeling or sitting cross-legged. Conversations happen close to the ground. That means people move from standing to sitting and back again several times each day. This simple transition reveals a great deal about how well your body is aging. Moving down to the floor and rising again requires strength in the legs, flexibility in the hips and ankles, and coordination through the core. It also calls on the brain to plan and execute a sequence of movements smoothly. A large study from the University of Tsukuba followed more than 10,000 older adults. Participants who could sit down on the floor and stand back up without using their hands showed stronger lower body muscles, better joint mobility, and higher cognitive scores. Over the following years, they also experienced lower mortality rates. The movement itself is a full-body conversation. As you lower down, your hips bend deeply. Your knees and ankles control the descent. Your core stabilizes your spine. When you rise, those same muscles fire in coordination. Your brain calculates balance and timing with each shift of weight. Practicing this transition regularly strengthens muscles that often weaken quietly with age. It also sharpens motor planning, which is the brain's ability to organize and execute movement. Motor planning supports everyday tasks such as climbing stairs, carrying groceries, or catching yourself if you trip. You can begin gently. Place a chair or low stool nearby for support. Lower yourself into a kneeling position first. Pause there. Then move into a seated position on the floor. When rising, use your hands as needed at first. Over time, reduce your reliance on them. Perform 2 or 3 transitions each day. A carpeted area or yoga mat provides cushioning for your joints. Move slowly and with control. Focus on steady breathing as you descend and rise. As weeks pass, you may notice stronger legs and more fluid movement. Standing from a low couch feels easier. Getting up after gardening feels smoother. The body begins to trust itself again. There is also a psychological shift. When you know you can lower yourself to the floor and stand back up, you carry a sense of independence. That independence shapes how you approach daily life. And once you feel that independence in your body, you start looking for small ways to protect it. That brings us to the final movement, the one many Japanese elders quietly swear by. Number 1, the towel twist. It looks almost ordinary. You pick up a towel, you stretch it between your hands, you twist. Yet inside that simple action, your body begins to wake up in ways you may not expect. In Japan, a version of this daily practice, sometimes called tenuguai hibiki, is often mentioned by centenarians as a key reason they stay strong and steady well into their 90s. Here is how you do it. Stand tall with your feet hip-width apart. Hold a towel at shoulder height with both arms extended in front of you. Pull outward gently as if you were trying to tear the towel in half. Keep that outward tension. Slowly rotate your torso to the right while your hips stay facing forward. Hold for 3 steady seconds. Return to center. Rotate to the left. Keep breathing evenly the entire time. That steady pull across the towel activates muscles deep in your shoulders, upper back, and core. These stabilizer muscles support your spine and protect your joints during everyday movements. Many of them remain underused in typical workouts, which focus more on large surface muscles. As you twist with control, your brain works just as hard as your body. The rotation requires coordination between the left and right sides of your brain. Imaging studies have shown that movements crossing the midline of the body stimulate both hemispheres at once. This strengthens communication pathways that influence memory, reaction time, and overall mental sharpness. Long-term research adds another layer. In a 20-year study of 15,000 older adults in Japan, those who practiced this kind of daily twisting movement for just 2 minutes lived, on average, several years longer than their peers. Their grip strength stayed high, which is a strong marker of independence. Their bone density remained stronger as well, reflecting the steady engagement of muscles pulling gently on bone. You can practice this first thing in the morning to wake up your spine and shoulders. You can repeat it before bed to release tension from the day. The movement bookends your routine with activation and calm focus. All you need is a towel and a few quiet minutes. As you begin any of these habits, keep safety in mind. Practice near a wall or sturdy surface if you need support. Move slowly and pay attention to how your joints feel. If you are returning to movement after years of inactivity or managing an injury, start gently and build gradually. Consistency matters more than intensity. Aging well grows out of small daily choices. These 6 movements fit into ordinary life. They require very little time and no special equipment. What they ask for is intention. Japanese elders practice them because they value clarity, strength, and independence. They move each day to stay connected to their bodies and to the life around them. You can begin the same way. Choose one movement. Give it a minute. Let that minute become a habit. Share your thoughts and your experience. This journey towards steady, capable aging is something we build together.